everybody, I'm Jess from Big Family Little Farm, and it's time for Tuesday Talks. And I'll probably go live on our Instagram page here in a little while, over by the garden. But I thought I would hop on here and just put out a new video for you guys, let you know kind of what's going on the farm and in life. You know, it's Tuesday Talks. So welcome to my front porch. I just finished watering all my plants, and I've got to get some plant food because some of these poor gardenias need a little help. They need a little extra food. So I guess I'll have to go and do that. I think my daughter has a job interview today, so I think I'll let her do it while she's out. But anyways, so on the farm, this weekend was kind of busy. My sister was in town visiting, which was wonderful, and I adore her. Hi, Jill. Anyway, we spent a pretty good bit of time out in the garden. The summer harvest has now been completed. We've gotten everything we're going to get, but we've talked about where we want to move forward in planting from here on, and we have some things that like are bigger projects that we really want to do, and we don't know when that'll happen. But for example, we want a greenhouse, and that's going to take a little bit of time because it's money, and we need the pasture done first. But we want a greenhouse. We want to plant avocado trees and lemon trees and lime trees and possibly orange trees. But we need a greenhouse to do it because it gets too cold here in the winter, believe it or not, for citrus fruits and avocados. Not really a citrus fruit, but grows in the same kind of climate. So that's like after the pasture's done and the house is finished, that's kind of our big project. Is we're going to build his shop so that he has a place to work that's not the garage, and we can park in the garage. And then, we're going to get a greenhouse built. I'm going to look into how much it is and what I need to get started and all that sort of thing. We also want to grow loofahs, which I think is actually going to take place on this side of the house instead of that side. We're going to put a little bed in here, I think. But we also have plans for more beds on this side where all of the food is. So this weekend, the kids and I got out, I guess on Thursday, and weeded the beds. We pulled all of the peppers. We made pepper sauce and Tabasco sauce, and then we dried some herbs. I now have a ton of dried, let's see, what did we dry? We dried basil. And then I dried it, and then I put it in freezer in food saver bags and put it in the freezer. And we'll just pull it out and let it dry, and then put it in jars when we need it. And then I have a ton that I have to actually finish processing. But I dried a whole bunch of chives, and I should have diced them up before I dried them, but I just took, long stems and dried them. So now I'm going to put them through a food processor that I ordered last night because it's going to be a necessity here on the farm from here on out. So I went ahead and ordered that. We also ordered a robotic vacuum. I'll let you know what I think of that. But it's becoming too much between the dog hair, the cat hair, the kid hair, and the dirt from a farm for me to have to vacuum or sweep every single day. It's just too much when I'm working as much as I am and trying to run this place. So I'm just not able to sweep the whole place all the time like I need to, in addition to sweeping all of the outside rooms. But that main room gets a lot of traffic. And of course, Athena is part husky, so she's currently blowing her coat. There's legit white hair all over me. I bring her outside, I brush her. It's like I've never brushed her before, every single day. So, and she doesn't like to be brushed, so she fights me the whole time. Yesterday, she got into some food coloring and was red, and I thought she was bleeding, so I took her back and gave her a bath and threw my back out, bathing a 30-pound, 6-month-old crazy dog who doesn't like to be bathed. So from here on out, I'm going to have to be really careful how I deal with her, and I'm probably going to need help bathing her from here on out. She's just too big. So, yeah, that was a fun day yesterday. Anyway, so this weekend, he pulled up all of the old plants from our summer garden and tilled up everything and put in new fertilizer and compost and whatever, and we had received all of our seeds that we ordered for the fall, and he planted what needed to plant already. So we're planning on another bed, and we were gonna do that this weekend too, but the track hoe is still not working right. He had it at work trying to get some work done at one of his job sites, and it blew again. So I think at this point we're gonna have to have somebody fix it because our fixes aren't working. Luckily for us, he's had help to work on it, but I think it's just gonna be more than he can handle right now. That happens, right? This is not recording. Why is this? Yes, it is recording. Look, you just heard me tell you you're not recording. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at technology, but you know that if you watch this channel at all. So anyway, so he planted some of the fall garden that needs to go ahead and germinate. It takes a good bit, and most of it will probably be up, October, November, somewhere in there. We're going to plant some more green beans, the summer green beans, because they don't take very long to germinate, and we'll get another batch before the summer's out and be able to can some more for our family, which is the goal. Our ultimate goal here on the farm, I'm not sure we've ever talked about that, and I know y'all miss seeing Tim, or Neil, depending on how you know him as to what you call him, but anyway, I know y'all miss seeing him. He is very busy at work, and most days he doesn't get home until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then he goes to work here. So he doesn't have tons of time to spend on YouTube. I don't really have time, a whole lot of time, but I do take off most mornings because that's when we homeschool. So I don't work in the mornings. We homeschool. We do all the doctor's appointments and physical therapy appointments and all of that kind of stuff before noon so that I can work after noon. But we'll slowly get started back into homeschooling life probably next week. I intended to start yesterday, and that just didn't happen. And the joy of homeschooling is you don't have to start when everyone else around you starts. So we'll probably do it like a slow start, and we'll just start like with math and creative writing next week, and then add in subjects just to kind of get everybody back into the spirit of getting up before 9 a.m. Teenagers love summertime then. Anyway, so we are going to add another bed or two once we get the track hoe fixed, so that we can plant a little bit more. And our ultimate goal here on the farm is to provide food for our family. We're going to be raising animals, and we're doing, like, our muscadines are almost ready, and we're not really going to have even enough to put up this year, but they're almost ready, and that's exciting. The kids will have some grapes to eat. They're southern grapes, and they make delicious juice. They make great jelly, but we're not going to have enough to do any of that with this year because they're still new plants. We haven't really gotten enough yet to even collect. We'll be able to put them in the freezer, use them in smoothies and stuff like that, but we won't have enough to make jelly with or to make juice with. So one of the things that we'll be investing in this winter is a juicer so that we can juice our fruits to make jellies with and juices with. You can can juice. I don't know if you know that, but you can. Anyway, so we've got the fruits, and they've now been planted long enough that they're starting to produce really well. The blueberries produce really well. The figs don't. The figs that we planted when we first bought the land do not produce well. They don't have enough sunlight, so we've planted more, and those are growing beautifully. The pears are growing beautifully. It'll still be a few years before we get enough pears to really amount to anything jelly-wise, but the pears are delicious. We've had these kind of pears before, and they're delicious, so we're looking forward to jellies and jams and things. And of course, then we can all of the produce that we get out of the garden. So, we got a lot going on. We're very, very busy people, with work, and then we come home to farm. And to be honest with you, as exhausting as it is, and as some days it's just really hard work, some days it's really hard. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, and that's weird. If you've known me any length of time, you know that that's a weird thing for me because I'm not an outdoors kind of gal. The fact that I'm sitting out here voluntarily would blow some people's minds. The fact that I'm actively growing flowers and plants and things and enjoying it would blow people's minds. So it's just not the norm for me. And I like how my life is taking this kind of odd turn. That I want to get out here and work and play in the dirt and plant things and grow things and farm with my husband. Like, we're working together toward this goal. It's really kind of an amazing Anyway, so that's my rambly Tuesday talk for you. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, guys. From us to you, God bless and have a great rest of the week. Bye, everybody.